This is full squad.
Roll.
You. Oh. Gentle arm. Me. This is full squad. The Admiral rumors. He's up.
Okay, gearbox. Yeah. How's that signal looking? Can you punch through that interference? We got to get that signal out there. Boom shakalaka. Hey there. Hey. Welcome back to the House of G, home of the original geek and the original gamer. We're coming at you from an undisclosed location in the farthest reaches of the galaxy. Who doggy? And yeah, it is Monday. I hope you're having a good Monday there. If not, hopefully this will help kick it off a little bit nicer there. A little more fun maybe. That is the goal anyways. And ooh doggy. So yeah, if you're new to the channel, what we've been doing here is well, due to certain circumstances beyond my control throughout, well, let's say the last 20-30 years of collecting on my part, I've had a stack of comic books that needed some bagging and boarding, so that's what I've been doing here. And as I go through them, I'll glance through them and everything, kind of skim through the comic book, trying to get an idea for the story and pass it along to you, and in the process do a little bit of analysis, a little bit of contrast between, well, what's going on in the modern world of comic books and pop culture and how things used to be 10, 20, 30 years ago. Just analyzing the changes and whatnot, while trying to have a little bit of fun here. In large part, just trying to get back to the heart of comic books and collecting and pop culture. Because quite frankly, I'm not finding any real legitimate enjoyment in the modern world of pop culture personally. So yeah, let's go ahead and get down to it here. And let me show you something real quick before we get started. So yeah, if you're collecting comic books and you want to take good care of them, you gotta have a place to store them, and that would be the infamous comic book box. However, And these are not paid endorsements. BCW has no idea who I am. Stumbled across a company in BCW. They got some solid comic book storage stuff. And, well, they have some boxes that I found to be pretty cool. And this is the one we're using right now. It is one Transformers more meets the eye. This is the IDW iteration. On the side here, we got one Optimus Prime, and he is wielding the spark of life. That is just too cool for a school, if you ask me. And we're not done that. Oh, chakalaka. So, as you might imagine, every box comes with a lid. And, well, looky what we got here. We got one Optimus Prime cleaning the clock and one Megatron. As it should be. Boom chakalaka. No ifs, ands, or buts. No ambiguity. No subverted expectations. It is good versus evil with good triumphing. That is the heart of pop culture right there. If you ask me, in my humble opinion. That's the lid for the box there, and it just makes it all that much more fun when it comes to collecting and taking proper care of your comic books. At least it does for me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this bad boy's getting pretty full there. These things hold about 150 issues, and Jimmy Cricket. Yeah, I'm actually getting down to the bottom of that stack there. I'm thinking just a few more House of G streams, and I should be pretty much through the stack. Wow. Yeah, because this thing's getting full. We'll try to hold it up. It's just going to make a mess. And yeah, I got about that much space left. Out of a 150 issue box. It might be, it's going to be pretty well full with this stack. So that was a pretty good size stack. That'd be like 150 issues right there. Jimmy Cricket, man. And I still got, that's just the stuff that needed bagged and boarded. So, oh, hey, good morning, Remy. How you doing there? It's good to see you. Yeah, I was wondering if you're going to make it. It's good to see you there, Remy. All right, yeah, we're just getting started here. Yeah, I got your email. You mentioned something about a vintage, something or other, hint, Wolverine. So I'm curious about that one. And, well, yeah, today we're in. Today, the collection we're entering the house of the Batman. The next 2 to 3 streams, they're literally going to be all Batman issues. Batman is one of my all-time favorites as far as comic books go, and yeah, the next few streams are probably going to be proof of that. Yeah, and we're talking about the original Batman. There's some stuff they've done with modern Batman. I'm not going to get into that just yet, but Jimmy Cricket, man. By and large, he is one of my favorites. I hear you there, Remy. Yeah. It's I've been keeping somewhat late nights myself, but mostly because just with this kind of lifestyle, it is difficult to maintain a regular schedule. So I don't know about you, but yeah. I feel you though. I feel you. I'm glad you woke up in time for the stream though. So that's some cool beans right there. Boom, chakalaka. Yeah. So let's see here. Trying to think here. Yeah, so it was kind of difficult figuring out which one would be the anchor issue. I think I got it figured out though. Because they're all. There's nothing really Well, you'll see here. You'll see. But I did pick one because it actually kind of, just looking at the cover, it actually kind of touches on modern times right now. So I'm actually curious on what was in the inside there. We'll get to it. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and start off here with Detective Comics Batman 0 Hour. Now, 0 Hour was a arc, like a pretty major arc, crossed over several titles. This one's got, Batman on the ground with his parents and his younger self standing over him. And then the shooter in the background running off. So I'm sure you can figure out what the kind of what they're kind of going for there. It's supposed to be some sort of metaphysical, meta moment. Psychology. Yeah, I don't know. Ideally, it gives you an idea of what's inside the book and everything. Sometimes it's a little bit on the clickbaity side. Welcome to crafting your own work schedule. It's awesome. Yeah, it is pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie about that. This is the closest I've ever been to being my own. Well, no, I'm my own boss. This is the first time I've been my own boss. Now, I'm not making any money as of yet. That is the goal. But yeah, being your own boss is actually pretty nice. Setting your own schedule. My goodness, there's a good deal of freedom there. Now, if I could just start making money, that would be icing on the cake. Ooh, doggy. So yeah, this 0 hour thing. Trying to remember. Like, I do remember the 0 hour thing. I'm blanking on the details. I want to say it was a reboot. I want to say it was a reboot of like the DC universe. Like they had the Crisis of Infinity Earths and stuff like that. And then they had 0 hour. I think that's what it was. I think it was a sort of a... They're trying to clean up the DC comic universe. Something like that. It was something like that. We'll find out here. So yeah, this one's going... this particular one is for Detective Comics. Boom chakalaka. Let's see. Issue number 678. What's that? Yeah, 678. September of 1994. 94. So, what is that? What was it, like 27 years at this point? Wow. This thing's 27 years old. A little bit of damage. This one is slightly worse for the wear. Not too catastrophic, but there are some creases. There's a couple of really good creases on the cover. The one corner is definitely a bit bent, and then there's a little something on the back. So it's in decent condition. It's not near mint, not even close to near mint, but it's in pretty, I'd say, good condition. All in all, like I said before, I'm grateful just to have my collection at this point. What issue? What are the days? I think I just answered that. Yeah, issue 678, September 1994. So, 0 hour. Yeah, let me look that up really quick. I'm pretty sure that was like a whole reboot of the entire universe. Yeah, just looking this up here. Yeah, Crisis in Time. Yeah, it was a crossover event, 1994. Because, yeah, it was basically another attempt at Crisis on Infinite Earths. Because, they got the whole parallel Earths, parallel realities, timelines, stuff like that. This touches on what I've talked about in the past. They've done, like Elseworlds. I love Elseworlds. It's a great series. It's basically like an ongoing anthology type thing where they come up with alternate versions of, characters and everything. In and of itself, it's a fun thing. But it's never meant to replace the core character and the core universe. And so one thing that these, Marvel and DC, they've gotten really into, like, parallel alternate realities, stuff like that. And it has caused some problems, continuity problems. Plus, I really believe that it has fostered a very lazy creative spirit within the companies, within pop culture in general. And this is a good example of it because they had to create entire, like, major story arcs just to clean up the mess. Not once, multiple times. There was Crisis on Infinite Earths. He got 0 hour. I know there's been others. They did, like, the New 52, which was like New 52. I'm not even 100% sure. I think that one might have been just like alternate parallel Earths that they were bringing into. Man, I don't know. They made a mess of things, man. Straight up mess of things. It's like, just get back to the roots of these characters. Just get back. All you have to do. That's all you have to do. Get back to the roots, and you will clean up a lot of this mess. And so back in the day, it was a big deal. It was like, oh wow, 0 hour. They're doing this huge crossover. Cool. And then in hindsight, it's kind of like, I don't know. Well, let's go ahead and look through it here and see exactly what they're going for. and which is going to be kind of difficult because it goes across not just all of the Batman titles, but throughout the entire DC universe. So I'm not 100% certain just how well connected all of these stories were. Man, this brings up some questions. Oh, you know what? Let me bring up my my notepad because I'm bound to need to take some notes here. Okay, I think we're ready. Actually, let me go ahead and let me make a note of this. Okay. Now, I am curious about the timelines. Just in and of themselves, the timelines and everything. I'm actually starting to get some interest in that as far as, like, I'm curious now. No, I'm curious. I like patterns. I can see, there are plenty of people that can do that, but I can see patterns and stuff like that. I find patterns very interesting, very fascinating, because if you can figure out the pattern, it usually gives you a better look at the overall picture. And yeah, so definitely been seeing a hint of a pattern here so far in these House of G streams. So no, I'm looking forward to this. Still got a lot of comic books to go through. These are just the we're sitting at, I want to say, over 100 issues at this point that we've gone through. That's kind of crazy to think about. And I had some pretty interesting thoughts along the way. So I'm very curious to see where all of this leads in the coming days, weeks, months, hopefully years. I want to do this for as long as I can, if I'm being honest. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here with 0 Hour, boom, Detective Comics, Batman, and it starts off Yesterday's Gone. That's actually the old school Batmobile. So they start off with a bang, hit you right in the face with some nostalgia, and it was actually a pretty cool page right there to open up to. And so what's going on here is Batman is returning to the Batcave. It's been a relatively quiet night in Gotham City, and wait a minute. Whoa, what? Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What? Okay, wait a minute. Okay. So yeah, this is okay. So 0 Hour, it's like a major reboot of the DC universe. So as you might guess or imagine, there's gonna be some pretty crazy stuff going on. So you got the original, you got Batman and the original Batmobile and everything. He's coming home, and then he goes upstairs through his little secret passage up into his mansion, and he hears voices, and it turns out it's his mother and his father, and they're talking to like a police detective, and he's listening on that conversation, and they're talking about how little kid Bruce, stepped between his parents and the gunman, and little Bruce got gunned down instead of his parents. Instead of his parents dying, little Bruce Wayne dies. And wait a minute. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not reading every single little bit of dialogue, but that's what's going on here. So they're really they're really messing with things here. And the question is, are these going to be permanent changes, or are these just like what if, like Elseworld style? What if this happened? See, with 0 Hour, I mean, literally anything is possible. That's one of the problems. It's one of the dangers of something like this. They can take that as an opportunity to completely screw with the characters, their origins, their entire history. if you don't think that history matters within a fictional world, you'd be very badly mistaken. It's like, this is a delayed response. Yes, about the Notebook. Excellent. I hope this forever too. Now, well, forever's a long time, but you know, I hopefully I still got many, many years on this earth. And honestly, I'm loving this so much. And I've survived the streets, 2 branches of the military, dedicated my life to science, biology, medicine. And as far as I'm concerned, I've done what, you know, you would expect to do as, you know, throughout your lifetime. This is my chance to, you know, continue doing something and having some fun doing it. So it's been the last year or so has been such a nightmare, such a mess. But in this respect, it's been a blessing in disguise for me. Because otherwise, I never would have done this. I'm telling you, I never would have done this. Not to this extent. So for that, I'm grateful for it. We'll see. We'll see how things go in the coming years and everything and whatnot. The money will come when you're living your passion, things in your experience. I appreciate that, Remy. I appreciate the encouragement. That's actually very good to hear, because I'm kind of think that the end of April is the 1-year anniversary of my main channel. I've been doing this for almost a full year now. I can't even believe that. I realized that the other day. It was just like mind blowing. It's like, oh my gosh, it's been a freaking year. I can't believe that. It's been a year. A year. It's been a year. It's like, what? This channel is not as old. I have to double check. I think this channel is about 5-6 months old, but my main channel, yeah, it's a year old. And oh my gosh, yeah, if the money does come, I would have no problem doing this for like the rest of my working life. Let's put it that way. It's like, I would have no problem doing it, and I would freaking love it. My life experience comes through. That's good to hear, because I've been drawing a lot on my life experience and everything. So that's definitely coming in handy. No doubt about that. Especially when it comes to the analysis of comic books, how they used to be compared to how they are now and stuff like that. I mean, and my scientific background, that's coming in handy too. There are some videos I would love to make for this channel. I just haven't had the time for it, but they deal with like pop culture, television, movies, comic books, and science, like real bona fide science. Like some of the stuff I watch, and I'm like, from the perspective of both a geek and a biological scientist, it's just like, it makes me want to slap somebody. It's like, that's not how it works. It's like, oh. Do I have a Patreon? You'd be a sub. That's I don't know what to say. Look, you're the first person to ever say something like that to me, Remy. And wow. I appreciate that. It's like, no, I don't have a Patreon. Something I've thought about a little bit, not much. I haven't thought about it much, but just in passing. I haven't thought about it seriously enough to really even take that step, because I'm just not there yet. I'm in the process where I'm trying to build my channels right now. Like they're financial. It's a very, I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. I'm in a very tricky financial situation. So I got to do things a certain way right at this point to get from A to B. There's a certain path I got to take. And specials, bonus episodes. Bonus episodes would be nice. That's a great idea, actually. And that's another thing about Patreon. If I were to do something like that, I would have to be able to come up with stuff that would be extra, just little extras for being a sub and everything. I'm not there yet. I don't have those ideas yet. So that's another reason why I don't want to go down that road until I'm able to provide something in return. There's a lot to figure out. And right now I'm so focused on my main channel. Like I'm learning Blender from my main channel, and I will be applying that to the House of G as well when I can get to it. There's just, oh man, Remy, I just got so much going on. Like, no, I would love it. I would probably do Subscribestar, I think, because I think Subscribestar is an alternative to Patreon. I've got some issues with Patreon. I've seen some channels that have had issues with it and stuff. I don't know. But something like that, yeah. I would like to do something like that at some point. And it's good to know that I've already got my first sub, even though I don't have it yet. So it's like, but now that you mention it, no, I'm gonna have to start putting some thought into it. And man, I don't know how long it's gonna take, but man, we'll see. We'll see. I'll start putting some thought into it, Remy. Just because you bring it up, if you're that interested in having me do something like that, then I don't know. Maybe it's time to at least start thinking about it. Like really start thinking about it. But bonus episode. Well, and that's the thing. Like the bonus episodes, I would love to do it, but I ain't got the time for it. That's the problem. Just ain't got time for it. Like if I could afford to hire somebody to edit my videos over here on House of G, I could actually do more videos and stuff like that. Because recording them doesn't take that much. It's the editing that takes the time, the majority of the time. I'm just not there yet. Like if I can get my main channel to blow up, start making revenue there to the point where I can hire somebody to do stuff like that, then I can start branching out more, get more done both over on my main channel and over here, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So the important thing to take away is that there's potential and opportunity. So no, I appreciate you asking that question and everything, because that does actually open up a door in my mind, at least, that I've been putting off stepping through. So no, I will put some thought into it. I will start putting some thought into it. I wasn't expecting that one today, so that's like boom chakalaka. Okay, so yeah, getting back on track here. Yeah, 0 Hour Detective Comics Batman. So Bruce comes up from the Batcave, sees his parents talking to the cops, and he goes to return to the cave to collect his thoughts because he thinks he's like hallucinating. He's not sure if one of his enemies is like pulling some sort of like really crazy metaphysical trick on him or something like that. But the entrance to the Batcave is gone, and then he hears a voice behind him and everything, and boom, it's his father. He's got a gun for protection. There's some dude in his house wearing some weird costume. Looks kind of like a bat. I mean, this guy must be crazy. You launch your site, you can't wait. No, yeah. I wish you the best of luck with your website there, Remy. That's exciting right there. Yeah, when you're first starting off, man, that is exciting. And you hope my channel number skyrocket. I appreciate that because it's been a roller coaster ride. Some of my videos just pretty much, I guess you could say, flop, and then some of them I do. My best video so far was the Tom Hanks toddlers and tiaras. I've got over 1,000 views on that one. I did upload that in August, so it's been out for a while. That's like that is my, as far as views go, that's my best video. So that was surprising. There was a good amount of interest in that one. So you never know. I've done research. A lot of these channels that have been around, the key is to just keep plugging away at it. Just go, just keep doing it. But they keep doing their stuff, they keep doing their thing until at some point it comes together for them, and then boom, they skyrocket. So I'm just trying to be patient, trying to buy my time, trying to do my best to improve the channel, improve the content. I got these scenes here, all that stuff. I mean, Jiminy Cricket, I put so much. You probably know exactly what I'm talking about. I put so much work into this. I mean, you got your website and everything. I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. You put all the work into it, blood, sweat, and tears, until finally at some point it just all comes together and boom. So that's what I'm hoping for too. That's what I'm hoping for too. And believe me, it's been difficult because, at least on YouTube, as far as the the geek gaming pop culture community goes, I was getting into it. I was starting to get more active in some of these channels and everything. But they kept bringing up stuff that I can't agree with, and I can't. And I wish them the best of luck. I do. Some of these guys, they're getting really successful. There are certain things that they still cling to, and they talk about the woke agenda, get woke, go broke, but then they turn around and they openly embrace the core agendas that feed into the woke agenda. And I don't know if they're really just that unwilling to make the connection, or if they're just straight up hypocrites. I don't know. But because of that one thing, I had to take a step back from them, because I couldn't reconcile that. So I've decided to, like I said, I've taken a step back. I've decided to just focus on my channel, try to create my own voice, find my own niche that fits. This is the House of G, home of the original geek, original gamer. That is me, but I'm not the only original geek and gamer out there. I mean, because a lot of these channels, they're a little bit younger. Let's put it that way. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So they don't have quite as much history with this stuff as I do. Not quite. Some of them, they're more into like the movies and stuff like that. They're not really into the comic books to begin with. So, I'm getting way off track here. So like I said, I wish them the best of luck. But I've had to take a step back because there are certain things that I can't reconcile. So I'm trying to find my own voice, trying to build my own thing. It's been rough. It's been rocky, because it's been a roller coaster ride, up and down. Some crazy, amazing highs and some devastating lows. So I know. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's woke and then there's awake. Well, yeah, it's like they're almost awake. They're waking up, and there's certain key components that they're not willing to make that connection yet. And I'm hoping they do. I can see it, like, I still follow them on Twitter, stuff like that. I still watch their videos once in a while when I do have time, which isn't very often right now. And like they're getting there, but they're dragging their feet. They're just dragging their feet. People don't like change. They don't. And it's difficult when your worldview is challenged, it can be a very difficult thing. You are in your element. I appreciate that. I'm glad you think of me as being in my element, because that tells me I'm on the right track, that I'm doing something right, and just keep on plugging away at it. So that's what we're gonna do. Gonna keep on plugging away at this. I believe I'm onto something too. It's just a matter of developing it and eventually getting that exposure. You love what I'm speaking right now? I appreciate that, Remy. I really do. It's good to know somebody does. Believe me, I've got some opinions and stuff like that are very unpopular with at least the younger generations. Let's put it that way. And it's been a little rough at times, because I stand by what I believe. I stand by it, and it's not always a popular. My stances are not always popular, so it makes it very difficult. But I'm not gonna sit here and back down from what I believe. So that's just how it is. That's part of the reason why it's been quite the roller coaster ride. That's actually a big part of it right there. So, but you've been very encouraging, and I very much appreciate that, Remy. Definitely keep going here. Keep doing what you're doing. Looking forward to seeing your website when you get the chance to launch it. And I got no idea what the coming days, weeks, months, or years are going to bring, not only myself or you, but the world at large, the country at large. No idea. Not a clue. You just got to keep going. You got to keep plugging away. You got to keep fighting that good fight. That's what we're going to do here. So it's like, because there's a little, I'm not, nope, putting a cap in that rabbit hole for the time being. Let's get back on track here. Man, I was just about to take a dangerous dive there. Nope. That's not what we're here for. Not for that. Not for that one. It's like, oh, wait a minute. That's not his dad. It's Alfred. It's Alfred. My bad. So it's not Thomas. It's Alfred. Alfred's up, catches this guy in a bat suit, and he's like, "It's me. It's Bruce." And then Alfred's like, let's see here. Yeah, so he tells him something that only Bruce Wayne and Alfred could possibly know when he was like 6 years old. So he convinces Alfred. There's some truth in it. Your dad was military, so you're a military brat. When you move around a lot, adaptations are easier. Yeah, that's a very good point. All the younger generations nowadays, they've grown up in a very, very prosperous era in America. And not just America, but the world in general. Man, World War II was a game changer. It really was. And then, I mean, specifically speaking about America, a lot of prosperity. So a lot of our younger generations haven't had the challenges that, say, we have, or our parents or grandparents, stuff like that. They're not. They haven't faced their D-Day. Let's put it that way. They haven't faced their D-Day yet, but it's coming. I think it's on us. I think their D-Day is on them. Just not. And unfortunately, I don't know if they're prepared for it. It's like, which is why I have no hard feelings towards these guys. I wish them the best of luck, but it's just they've got to start making these connections and opening their eyes and waking up to it, because they're so close. It's so crazy. They get so close, and then they step away. It's like they're right there, and then they step back. It's like, oh, come on, guys, you're killing me here. You're killing me. It's like you're so close. Just take that leap of faith. It's like no hard feelings. I just oh, Jiminy Cricket. Okay, so yeah, so it seems like Batman has somehow been shunted into the past, more specifically to the night where his parents were supposed to have been killed. He convinces Alfred. Alfred doesn't like turn him in or nothing like that. Batman takes off because he's trying to figure out what's going on. He goes to the alley. Was it Crime Alley? And there's the chalk outline of little Bruce Wayne. And instead of his parents, it's him as a child. And he's naturally, he's like, what is going on here? What is happening? And oh, okay. So if you're Batman and you're stuck in the past when the night that your parents were supposed to be murdered and you find out you're murdered instead, what are you gonna do? Well, if you don't know what to do, there's only one real thing to really get done there. So he tracks down. At this point he knows who killed his parents. He tracks him down at that time as Batman, but they didn't kill his parents, but they killed him. And he's like, vengeance is swift. So he decides to just go around and kick some ass, Batman style. So we'll say this: that particular scene, they did it right. It's like, yeah, what else is he gonna do? He knows who did it. He's stuck. Something crazy going on. He's stuck in the past. He himself is technically dead at that point, even though he's still there. And so wait a minute. Okay, so maybe he doesn't know who did it, but he's okay, so yeah, he's having this inner monologue. He's like, I've dreamed of this night 100,000 times, in as many variations and shades. This is his opportunity to get vengeance for the murder of his parents. Even though in this reality, his parents aren't dead. It doesn't matter. That wound, the memory of his parents being murdered in front of him, is still there. And this is his chance to go for vengeance. And he takes it. Oh, he takes it with a vengeance. It's like... So yeah, who doggy? He's oh, hello. So he actually tracks down Joe Chill, who is thought to be the man that murdered his parents. He tracks him down. That's his the dude's like girlfriend or something. I'm not sure what. So the dude's been like drugged up for 2 days, And Batman's all like 2 days, and the murder just took place. It just took place. And then so at this point, he finds out Joe Chill isn't the one that killed his parents, because the dude was drugged up and he actually sold. His girlfriend thinks that he sold his gun for some drugs. So, at least as far as this reality goes, he finds out Joe Chill is not responsible for the murder of his parents. Now, the fact that he died instead of his parents, that does say that it is an alternate reality. So this is a pretty major mind bender at this point. So in that regard, it does make it interesting. At the time when I picked it up and read it, it was interesting. Now, in hindsight, that's a different story. We'll get to that at some point. It's like, yeah, right now he has no idea what's going on. He's trying to piece it together as best he can. So he finally realizes, well, in this reality at least, Joe Chill didn't do it. But you know what? My parents are still alive. So I think that's the moment where he decides to go home. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. See, he's literally, I'm going home. I'm going home. Meaning his parents are there. They're alive. They're well. He's going home. But then something happens. He gets back to the mansion, and the windows are all broken out and stuff. The house is in disrepair, decay, and everything. He's all, no. Something's happened again. And first he got shot into the past. Now he's shot into the future again. No, okay. I think he gets. Okay, so two things happen. He gets shot into the past, and he gets shot into an alternate reality. And then at the end here, he's going home. Before he can make it home to hug his parents, boom, he's slammed back into the future and into his reality. So now he's got the question, the doubt. Did I get the right guy? Joe Chill, did he kill my parents? Was it somebody else? But that was an alternate reality, so you know what? It could have been anybody. So in this reality, maybe Joe Chill was the right one. He doesn't know. He's got that doubt. But then he's all telling himself, in the end, doesn't matter what I do. And he decides, he makes the conscious, willful decision, no, it does not matter. So whether or not Joe Chill was the guy in his reality in his time, he doesn't regret the path that he's chosen. He still believes that he's making a difference. That's a pretty defining moment right there. So in that regard, it's a pretty cool issue. It's a pretty interesting issue. 1994, back when they still took a risk. I will give them that. They took a risk. I will give them that. They took a risk. In this regard, they actually did a really good job with it, because here's the rub of it. Here's the rub of it. They didn't screw with his origin. They didn't. They gave a peek into, well, what if things were slightly different as part of the 0 hour event? What if this happened? What if this is what actually went down? But then, Batman's there for it, and he witnesses this stuff going on, and he's thinking about it, he's processing it. He's like, would it have made a difference in the path that I've chosen in life to become Batman, fight crime, fight evil? In the end, he's like, no, it wouldn't. It's a very definitive, willful decision. It would not have made a difference. And most importantly, it does not change his reality. His reality is intact. His parents died. He became Batman. They were good people, good parents. They raised him right. It was a little peek into the what if, but it didn't change anything. It literally didn't change anything. And, it was meant to tie into the 0 hour thing. But like I said, they respected his origins. They respected the character. They didn't mess with him. That's what makes it a good issue. That's what makes it a good issue. A good little self-contained story. That's what makes it a good one. Give you a nice little peek to think about things like, what if this happened? What if this happened? But they didn't mess with him. Nothing changed. It didn't. I'm sure y'all get what I'm saying at this point. And comparing it to modern comic books, They've literally changed the origins of these characters. They have no respect for the origins of the characters in modern Marvel, modern DC. I'm getting worked up here. Philosophical pre-1996 NAFTA, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a timeline. That's one of the things. As far as like the whole police board thing, I'm gonna have to do like a timeline of this stuff. Because yeah, this is 1994 pre-NAFTA, which was 1996. It's very interesting. Very interesting because they did it right. This is a good one. This was a good one. Now, as far as the overarching 0 hour thing, I'm still up in the air because this is the first one I've gone through since the whole thing went down so long ago. So as far as the overall story arc, I got no idea. But as far as this one single issue, they did it. They did a good job of it. It's got my stamp of approval. I enjoyed the story. It was compelling. It was thought-provoking. But they didn't screw with the character. They didn't screw with his origins. He's still Batman. His parents were still good people. They didn't turn his parents into freaking criminals. I hate that. I hate that change that they made to his origin. I freaking hate it with passion. Batman is intact in as far as that issue goes. And that's the important thing. So 1994. Hold on, actually, Detective Comics 678. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, Remy, I think you sent me on a project here that's going to take a lot. It's going to take a long time. It's going to take a long time. It really is. This could end up being, especially with everything I got going on. Now, like I said, if I can get to that point, especially my main channel where I can afford to hire somebody to do a lot of this grunt work for me, then I can start focusing on stuff like this more. And at that point, it could really take off. But I mean, at the very least, I can get started. It's going to take some time at this point, but at some point, anything's possible. So you got me started on something here, right? It's like, and I'm grateful for it because it gives me something long term to focus on and work towards. And that's the lifeblood of any channel. You know, it's being able to create content and everything. And that's the amazing thing about stuff like this. I'm not saying YouTube specifically, just this type of thing, being able to make videos, stuff like that. You get to combine your passions with trying to entertain people and build a community. It's pretty incredible. Jimmy Crate. That's the funny thing. When I first started this channel, like my main channel, I'm trying to just keep it as fun as possible. I really am. And then I got started on the rants, and it was just a complete dichotomy from what the rest of the stuff I was doing. It just wasn't meshing. So I had to create this channel as an outlet for those rants. Because, I mean, the stuff that's going on, it makes me angry. It really does. It makes me angry as a longtime geek and gamer and everything. And I'm talking about the comic books. I'm not talking about the movie universe, which is a complete bastardization of what's the original characters. Oh no, I'm glad to hear that, Remy. I'm glad to hear that. I really am. But what they've done to our pop culture and stuff like that, it makes me angry. And that's where the whole Robo Rant thing came from. And it provided me an outlet to the point where I was finally able to reach this point, which is why I'm going to start making which is why I'm in the middle of making the transition to House of G as the main, like the channel name and the main branding and everything. House of G is going to be the focal point. Now I'm still going to do the rants, but hopefully I'll be able to tone them down a little bit and stuff like that. If you know what I'm saying. Without compromising what I believe in. It's been a great outlet, let me tell you, because this stuff is just I love this stuff growing up as a kid. I loved it, and it gave me an escape. I mean, I've had my own Everybody's had to deal with stuff. I've had to deal with my own stuff. This type of thing, gaming escape from my problems and whatever. I never got lost in the worlds where I ignored reality. It was a temporary escape. It gave me hope. It was like, okay, well, these characters did these amazing things and they come out on top, even though there might be a price along the way. You know what I'm talking about. Our modern mythology. It's inspirational. And the characters, you love the characters because the people that create these characters, they put so much of themselves into them. I know this for a fact because I've created my own characters and I put my novel. I've got a novel that I'm working on. I'm somewhere around 600 pages on it and I'm still not done. I'm not even close to done. And every single one of the characters, there's some piece of me in that character. So I'm speaking from personal experience. And that's why when these modern companies take these characters and completely butcher them and bastardize them, that's why it angers me so much. Because I know exactly what they're doing to these characters. I know how disrespectful it is. It's just, it should be a crime. It should be criminal. Because I know like Bob Kane and Stanley and stuff like that, they created these characters. Yeah, some of them, they might have made some of these characters on a whim. It's just trying to be silly. But, I'm telling you, they put a piece of themselves into each of these characters. And it's just what they've done to these characters. It's so disrespectful to the creators. I'm a firm believer that we can fight or we can build, and the outcomes defeat the enemies. The enemy is defeating the acts of creation. Yeah, that is true. So the enemy is all about lies, deception, subversion. People like us, we're fighting for truth, facts, justice, in our own way. Truth will always win out. It will always win out. It will. I know that for a fact because I've seen it. I've seen it too many times to count. We're in a very tough situation right now, but if we keep fighting, we'll get through it. There will be a price to pay, no doubt about that. We're already paying it. The question is, how big is the price going to be? I don't know. Only time will tell. But right now, yeah, we're in the middle of a war right now, and our pop culture is a very good indicator of what's going on in society at large. And the fact that they've taken over pop culture so thoroughly and blatantly, that should tell people just how bad the rest of everything else is. The enemy is defeated. That did not make sense. Dang, people walking through. It's all good, Remy. I think I know what you're talking about. So it's all good. It's all good. Truth stands when all else falls away. That is very true. Lies and deception are a foundation of quicksand. Truth is a foundation of rock, and you can cover it up, but you can't break it. And sooner or later, the sand will fall away. It'll be washed away, and you got that rock, that foundation of truth, which is that rock, and it will still be there. Sooner or later, it will be uncovered again. So, it's like I said, the only question is how long, what kind of price we'll pay, and stuff like that. In the meantime, we'll do our best. At least have some fun along the way, because if you can't have fun, you gotta find some joy. It doesn't matter what's going on. You gotta find some joy in it. This is bringing me joy. Going back into my collection 20, 30 years into the past, when they did it right, this is bringing me joy. It's reminding me of why I love this stuff, why I'm so passionate about it. Reading pop culture is like taking the pulse. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Pop culture matters. It gives you a view into society that polite society doesn't want to talk about or recognize. You did get what I was saying. No, yeah, Bremy, I've been there for a long time, like years. I've figured that out years ago, many years ago. And it's only just now, like with this channel and everything, where it's sort of really becoming like very relevant to what I'm doing here. Yeah. We're way off track here. Jiminy Cricket. We're an hour in and I'm still not even getting started on the second issue. All right, trying to get back on track here. Okay, so we've got 0 Hour Shadow of the Bat. Another issue in this 0 Hour event. Let's see here. Number 31, September of 1994, right about the same time. Yeah, I think that was the same month. So yeah, this is a major event, crossover, cross titles. In this case, in this issue, the dynamic duo takes on the battling butler. Dun dun dun. It's gone full camp fest, full cheese fest. Like, I mean, does that look like a supervillain to you? No, it doesn't. So you pick this up and you're like, what is going on here? I mean, the cover just looks fun. It makes it look like a fun issue. So let's go and take a look and see what exactly is going on. And you gotta love that old school artwork, the art style. I mean, that is vintage Batman. Vintage Batman. It's just fun. It's just fun. Now, when you open it up, it goes a little more modern with the artwork and everything. But that cover was it was amazing. So, yeah, let's go and take a look, see what's going on. So there is Robin, Batman and Robin. This is Shadow of the Bat. Batman, Shadow of the Bat. Shadow Bat, I don't remember exactly what Shadow of the Bat was about. It was a different title. I know they were going for a different like vibe to it and stuff like that, but I don't remember exactly what it was about. Interesting. So, okay, apparently during this time frame, they went pretty retro with the Batmobile because he's still got the old school Batmobile. So I guess this was the thing. I guess this was the thing. The old school retro Batmobile look. No, yeah, it reminds you of Archie. Yeah, it's exactly it. No, yeah, it was just the cover itself was just fun. It was so fun. And that's the thing. Comic books are meant to be fun, even with all. It doesn't matter what kind of story it is. It's supposed to be fun at its core, and that's like, yeah, 1994, back when they still made fun comic books. It's just mind blowing how much things have changed. But yeah, so what? Okay, so some sort of bond dealer or something like that. I don't know. So Batman notices something weird, goes to investigate. This dude is basically robbing himself. He says that he remembers going to bed extraordinarily sleepy, and then he just now came to full consciousness. He has no idea why he's robbing his own office. So there's something weird going on. And the cops are... I mean, he's not technically breaking any law. It's his office, it's his safe and everything. He should have a bat cave garage for all the vintage. There you go. No, that's actually a pretty cool idea. Kind of surprised that somebody hasn't done that. Because he's got all kinds of trophies. That would actually make sense. That's a really cool idea, Remy. No, yeah, because I mean, think about it. He's got all these trophies from all of his rogues gallery, his biggest battles and victories and everything. So why not have his own little side garage of all the Batmobiles that he's had? That would be pretty epic, actually. He's even got some of his old outfits and costumes and stuff, you know. So that would actually would fit right in. It's okay. There is something going on here. Okay, so there's something going on. Wait a minute. What? Oh. Wait, what? Okay, so Batman and Robin, they get back to the... Now, keep in mind, this is part of the 0 Hour storyline. They get back to the Batcave, and Robin is accosted by a dude who looks like a butler, but he doesn't look like Alfred. And then Batman's all like, hey, guys, calm down, chill. Somehow Batman understands that this is an Alfred from an alternate timeline. So that explains the battling butler right there. That was a stroke of genius on their part. I'm telling you. This makes me laugh. It legitimately laugh because it's like, I mean, they did this so well. They did. I'm shocked at how well done this was. Now, as far as the 0 hour concept, I'm up in the air because I would have to read more of the 0 hour series. I know I've got more of them somewhere. Maybe we'll get into it someday. But as far as these individual issues so far, they're spot on. They're fun. They're smart. They're intelligent. They're creative. You get the old school retro comic book cover, which is just it's just amazing to see that. It's so freaking cool. And then it ties in directly to, you got the modern artwork and everything. And there he is. Boom. There's the battling butler. He's just trying to protect the Batcave. It's Alfred. That's Alfred. A different version of Alfred, but it's Alfred. It's beautiful. I mean, it's just beautiful right there. It's just... This is why I love these characters. This is why I love comic books and these movies. These movies, man. I mean, Hollywood's never going to get it exactly right. That's just a fact. But it is possible to get it more right, to get it close, to get it faithful to the source material. So many. It's just let's come back. Let's come back to that point. I don't know. Maybe not even today, but we'll get back to that point. Let's see here. Private detective. Yeah. So this is an alternate reality Alfred. Somehow I don't know exactly how Batman knows this, unless maybe this takes place after that other issue. Maybe I'm thinking possibly, like he's already had his experience where he went back in time, and back in time and into an alternate Earth reality. Yeah, Hollywood is over. I believe that 100%. Hollywood is a walking corpse at this point, a zombie. And it's you know how difficult zombies are to kill. I'm sure you know. It's like, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, Hollywood is toast. It just doesn't want to recognize that fact. It'll happen eventually. You can only prop up cancer. Think it's a cancer. There's a cancer going on, and is consuming everything in sight. Everything good, everything decent, including our pop culture. It's consuming our pop culture. Cancer can only survive as long as there is an ample food supply. Let's put it that way. Because cancer feeds on the body. Those are your cells, but it's feeding on your own body. Cancer is insidious. And that includes cancer in society. So the stuff, it's the modern companies, Marvel, DC, they're feeding on themselves. But they can only do that for so long. Now, here's the thing. I'm telling you, they've got financial support coming from outside the industry. So it's being propped up. It's living. This zombie is living longer than it should be because it's getting outside sustenance. But it's only a matter of time. I mean, you can only pull out, maintain a charade like that for so long because sooner or later the resources dry up. No matter how deep those pockets are, sooner or later it's going to dry up, or society just straight up collapses. Like I don't know, but it can only go on for so long. I believe independent comic books, mom and pop comic book shops, stuff like that. I believe those are going to make a comeback. I believe those are going to be the future of this, at least in this regard, comic books. It's going to be the future of comic books, stuff like that. But it's going to be, the collapse is just going to be, we're already in the middle of the collapse. Like so many people have already been, comic book shops, stuff like that, they've already been devastated. We're in the middle of the collapse right now. Once the collapse is completed, the industry is going to be, it's already pretty much gutted at this point. It's a living, rotting shell at this point. But once it completely collapses, like independent creators, mom and pop shops, they're going to make a comeback. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Because people they're going to see these cancerous monstrosities for what they are, and they're going to be like, nah, I don't want anything to do with that anymore. And they're going to get back to basics. People are going to get back to basics. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. And And then I'm not just speaking from as a fan or a geek. I'm speaking from a scientific standpoint. As a biologist, you'd be surprised at how much science, like these concepts, are repeated throughout life. Not just the molecular level, not just the macro level, but society. It also applies to society. It applies to individuals. It's across the board. And these principles apply no matter where you, and it's scientifically proven. I mean, it's just, yeah. And that includes like movie theaters. These big chains, they're toast. They're toast. They're not coming back. There's no way. There's no way to sustain them. But mom and pop movie theaters, drive-in theaters. I had a girlfriend. What was it? How long ago was it? This one girlfriend I had, it was I want to say around 2007 or so. I had this girlfriend, and her parents owned their own little movie theater, and in the city, it was a decent sized little city. It wasn't like a major city like that. It was one of those old movie theaters. I think they had like 2 screens or something like that, and they would just show a bunch of movies at different days. Yeah, just a little mom and pop movie theater. But word little will make a comeback, like fractals. Yeah, exactly. It's a cycle. It's a cycle, and we're at the bottom of the cycle right now. Now exactly how far down it goes, I got no idea. But at some point it will come back up, and yeah. So yeah, mom and pop. We're specifically talking mom and pop. Yeah, that's exactly right. Not any other. Yeah, let's not go down that rabbit hole. Not yet. I'm sure they'll get around to it. Not that I've heard, at least. But yes, her parents owned their own movie theater. It was so cool. It's just the fact that my girlfriend's parents had their own little movie theater. It was freaking awesome. It was just cool. It was just cool. And as those little theaters, they're still out there. They are. And I am telling you, they're going to make a comeback. That's going to be the future, at least of movies and stuff like that. Now, blockbusters, I don't know about blockbusters. I don't know. Hollywood is toast. We got independent stuff popping up, and they make some pretty good stuff. There's going to be a lot of independent stuff. Let's see. Shoot, I just realized that Into the Other... Oh, well. Release that. Hey, somebody, at some point, it's going to happen. So, yeah, don't beat yourself too much there, Remy. Don't beat yourself up too much. Because somebody will think of it somewhere. Yeah. No, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. But, okay, so I'm trying to get back on track here. So, so we got this battling butler, this alternate reality Alfred popping up, doing his thing. But looks like a bunch of thugs having a conversation, a meeting. So this alternate reality Alfred, he's doing the one thing. Now, so in the previous issue, Batman did the one thing he could do. He didn't know what else to do. He had no power or control over the situation he was in. He didn't even know what was going on. So he did the one thing he could do. The one thing he dreamed about for so many years, so many countless variations. He took vengeance upon those responsible for the murder of his parents. So Alfred, what does he do? This alternate reality Alfred. He has no power or control over the situation. So what does he do? He does what Alfred does. He cleans. He cleans the house. And that is a great message right there. It's a great message. You're not going to see that in modern comic books. It's just not going to happen. So it's a great message. I'm blown away right now. I really am. I didn't know what to expect going through these 0 hour issues, because like I said, there's the reasons why I'm not very hopeful about the 0 hour thing. So I'm not going to be dead horse there. I didn't know what to expect. So far, this has been a very pleasant surprise. And so he takes a break. Alfred takes a break. He picks up this book. I don't know if you can see it, but it's How to Be a Detective. How to Be a Detective. And it's like a pity. There isn't any more in here about how to cure clumsiness than there is about alternate realities. He's taking it very much in stride. You gotta love Alfred. You gotta love Alfred. And yeah, apparently he's become... I don't know if this particular Alfred has always been clumsy, or if it's something that's just some reason maybe he's rattled by his situation and it's just affecting his motor control. I'm not 100% sure. Poor Alfred. He wants Batman, Bruce Wayne, to take him on this next case. Batman's like, you're an Alfred, not a fighter. Poor this Alfred. He's a fighter. Well, I mean, the quote unquote real Alfred is a fighter, but this one's particularly like, well, he wants to be a fighter. I like this Alfred. I do. It's like he's different, but he's no, yeah, he's a good. He seems like a good one, a good bloke. What is that? Boom. Okay, so they're going after some guys, criminals. Oh, so they yes, I don't know. Batman and Robin, they're going after some criminals. Somehow this dude, he's got a blow dart and he hits both of them with these darts that have like some sort of mind control drug on them or something like that. So Batman and Robin, they're in trouble, about to like go literally take a leap off a building. And then Alfred, he's determined. He followed him. He got in his own car and he's following Batman and Robin. So he climbs up there and everything, tries to help him out. In his best intentions, he falls off the ladder because for some reason he's just ridiculously clumsy. Batman is like, he's under the influence of the drug. The guy's about to blow Alfred's head off, and that's Batman. His willpower just kicks in. He's like, he's not going to stand by. He watched his parents murdered. He's not going to stand by and watch Alfred have his head blown off. So he shakes off the effects of the drugs, leaps into action, boom, boom, thwap, thunk, beats up the bad guys, saves Alfred, and there you have it. Oh, wait a minute. And then, okay, something interesting happens. Alfred disappears. So this whole thing goes down. Batman snaps out of it. Batman and Robin are saved in part because of Alfred, who then turns around and saves Alfred from himself. And then Alfred disappears. It's almost as if this Alfred was meant to pop into this reality at that time for that specific reason. Very interesting. Very interesting. And oh, wait a minute. Yeah. So, something about his future self. He won't be like his future self. This is Alfred speaking. He won't resign and leave him to fend for himself. Maybe I missed something as far as the means. I guess Alfred, in the main timeline, the real timeline, I guess he quit. I don't remember that. Maybe I'm just... I just don't remember that, but... yeah, so this Alfred disappears, apparently, assuming he goes back to where he came from. So there's some weird stuff going on. Weird stuff going on with the 0 hour thing. Realities are, at least temporarily at this point, merging and then diverging. Some crazy stuff going on. But this was a good issue. Overall, in and of itself, self-contained, this was a good issue. It made me laugh. I enjoyed it. It really touched on the heart of the characters. It respected the characters. And even with this 0 hour craziness going on, I mean, they did a really good job telling the story. These last 2 issues, they're a great example of comic book storytelling. The cover, I mean, just look at the cover. The cover is amazing. That is a throwback. And it touches, because that's the type of personality that Alfred has in this issue. That old school, like super polite, you know, I mean, it's just, his personality matches that artwork. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just, it fits. It's just, everything just fits together so nicely. You see the cover and you're like, that just looks so cool, so retro. You pick it up because the cover catches your attention. The battling butler. What is this battling butler? It just looks so goofy. It's like, it just intrigues you. It's like, who is this guy? Why is he the battling butler? Why is he taking on Batman and Robin? It just doesn't make any sense. But it doesn't make any sense in a way that makes you want it to make sense. You want to understand what's going on here. Just looking at the cover. At least that's me. That's my reaction, at least. So you pick it up, you read it, and it's actually a pretty good story. The cover makes sense. It's not in terrible condition. It's not in perfect condition. Okay, yeah, that's actually part of the ink. Okay. Overall, it's in pretty good condition, so I'm actually happy about that. It's a good issue. It's a great example of what comic books used to be. And why this modern stuff, I can't tolerate it anymore. I can't sit here and look at it with blinders on. These guys, these other channels, man, they're so close. They're so close. But they still got these little blinders. They got these little blinders. The big blinders are gone, but they still got these little blinders. There's like certain things they don't want to see it yet. They get very, very close. They get so close. They get so close. And then they step away. Because they're not there yet. They don't. This is a perfect example of why I can't just tolerate it anymore. These people that are in control right now, like these channels, they're talking about, you got Batwoman, you got what's going on? I don't know. I'm just blanking right now. Because I don't watch TV anymore. I haven't had cable in over like a decade at this point. And you love it. I'm glad you love it there, because this is a good one. This is a good one. But you got these shows, Batwoman, Mandalorian, what is it? WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier. People are like, oh, it's going to be so cool. But then it's like they're surprised when it sucks, because it's the same people making this stuff. These people are not going to magically have a change of heart. They're not going to change their mind. They're not going to magically grow talent. That's what people don't. People are just, they're clinging to the past because they don't want to. As long as we got this stuff, I mean, we can relive this stuff. We can relive this. But people are depending on these I'm trying to think of a polite word and I can't think of one. People that have taken over, these snowflakes, these SJWs, the woke brigade, they've taken over. And they're not going to have a change of heart. They're not going to change their ways. The only way to fix pop culture is to fire these people and replace them with real fans, real talent, real creativity. People don't. There's a lot of people out there, they don't want to admit, they don't want to accept that reality. They keep. They're coming up with these new shows, constantly churning out new shows, and they all suck. Look at the new Batman movie that's coming out, The Batman. I made a video on it when the trailer first came out. I made my prediction there, and I stand by it. The movie's going to suck. It's not going to be a good movie. But people are not willing to accept that. They keep clinging to this new stuff, hoping the next one's going to, this next one, they're finally going to see the light. They're finally going to have a change of heart. It's not going to happen, folks. People got to wake up to that. And people are so close to accepting that, but then they step away. And I don't understand why. I have no idea. Not a clue. The truth will set you free. And the sooner people fully wake up to that fact and embrace it, the better off we'll all be. As at least in, especially in this regard, as far as pop culture goes, because they'll stop spending money on it, they'll stop wasting time on it, they'll stop wasting money on it, and this cancer will eat itself up sooner rather than later. But as long as people keep feeding it, it's just going to keep growing. It's going to keep going until people finally accept it, the reality of it. But that's where we're at. So. And these last two issues are the perfect example of what I'm talking about. This is good stuff. This is why I enjoy comic books, and why I won't feed the beast that is modern comic books and pop culture any more than I Absolutely have to. There you have it. 0 hour. The Shadow of the Bat going into storage. That was a good one. Oh my goodness. That was definitely a good one. And that's a lot to think about. Let me mark that one down. Because that was, Shadow. Number 31. Yeah, that was issue number 31. So that was actually a newer title. It wasn't actually around that long at that point. Interesting. Oh, yeah, absolutely. What you spend your money on, it is just as important as voting. It's just as important. And a lot of people don't want to accept that fact because they enjoy their stuff. Look at Nike. Look at what's going on with Nike right now. They put out a satanic shoe for this weird rapper dude that's like literally a Satanist. I don't want to go down that road right now, but we're there. And it's literally a satanic, and they made 666 pairs of the shoe. It's got human blood in it. Where did that blood come from? It's insidious. It's blood chilling. 666 pairs, and they all sold out, I think, overnight. That's terrifying. The number one a company would produce something like that, and then that many people would buy it overnight. It's terrifying that society has reached that point. See, I would love to do a video on that, a rebel rant on that, because it doesn't belong in House of G stream. It belongs in its own rant. I don't have time. I don't have time to do that, and I wish I did. That's where we are with society. It's blood chilling, bone chilling, and people think there are people that think that it doesn't matter. That's one big joke, and it's not. It is not a joke. Where does that blood come from? There's human blood in that shoe, and they advertise it as such. They're not hiding it. They're not making any bones about it. There's human blood in the shoe. Where does that blood come from? I have not heard any explanation for where that human blood comes from. Quite frankly, it doesn't matter where it comes from because it shouldn't be there, period. So the fact that it's there, so in that regard, but it does matter where it comes from, but at the same time, it doesn't. It's human blood. It openly satanic. It has a Bible verse on the side that Luke something, I forget the exact verse, talks about how Lucifer fell from heaven like a bolt of lightning. And it's a complete twist. It's a perversion of that Bible verse. The point of the Bible, and I'm not trying to preach here. This isn't Sunday school. Somehow I got on this, and I feel the need to finish this thought. The point of that verse is to show that Lucifer was the most beautiful angel that God had created, as far as, just a being of light and all that. Even something so perfect and beautiful rebelled and fell from grace. It's a warning as much as anything. Let's say Hollywood. People worship Hollywood, the beautiful people. But look at what these beautiful people are doing. And they have fallen, in a metaphorical sense, they have fallen from grace. And when the truth of these people comes out, the truth is going to be horrific. If you don't believe me, just look at watch my Tom Hanks Toddlers and Tiaras video for an example. I mean, the whole thing is horrific watching it. And it feeds into the Cuties movie. I've done videos on the Cuties movie that was released on Netflix. And I've seen parts of that movie. I didn't watch the movie itself. Somebody posted clips of the video on Twitter. And I watched them, and I wish I hadn't. But you have to know what's going on. See, you have. There's something very wrong with Hollywood, like very, very, very wrong. And these are the beautiful people, the shining lights of Hollywood, falling from grace like a lightning bolt. But it's not a good thing. It's not something to worship. It's not something to embrace. It's not something to support. It's not something to... No, it's a warning. It's a warning is what it is. But they're trying to twist it into something else. And there are people that are buying into it. The question is how many? I don't know. Shu, they're glorifying the fall, and it's evident in every video and image they put out, like out of desperation, their end is near and they know it. Yeah. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping it's an act of desperation and not an act of I guess defiance, saying, normal, decent society no longer has the power to stop us. I'm hoping that's not the message they're putting out. Because if that's the message they're putting out, if that's the truth, we're in for it. We think things are bad now. And I'm not even just talking about pop culture. Pop culture is bad now. Life in general is going to get a lot worse. I'm hoping your interpretation is more accurate. Their end is near and they know it. I'm hoping it's an act of desperation. That's what I'm hoping. Because if it's not, it's the other thing. And the other thing is it's going to be horrific beyond imagining. Fuck, man. Pop culture. Pop culture matters. It is an indicator of where we are in society. Whether it's all of society, like a big part of society, or a small part of society that is taking control. I mean, there's a lot of discernment that has to go on. You have to take a look at different variables. But their end is near and they know it. I'm hoping that is what is going on. I'm hoping it is an act of desperation. Because the alternative is unacceptable, to say the least. Oh, no, I fully believe they've seen the demise. The defeat happened a long time ago. These are just ripples in the pond playing out, maybe, Now, in that regard, yes, that regard is accurate. We have the ability to live in denial of stuff as human beings. Incredible capacity for it. So, but when I say their end is near, I'm hoping in applying that in reference to this complete subversion of society and pop culture. I'm being more specific in that regard. I understand what you're saying as far as the big picture, but as far as the little picture of what's going on today, I'm hoping that's the case where this cancer, this monstrosity is about to just implode. That's what I'm hoping for in that regard. I do believe you're right in that they know they're not going to win in the long run. It's just the human capacity for self-denial is absolutely incredible. There still needs to be resistance on our part of reformation. Yes, 100%, because without it's like I said, the alternative is going to be far worse, and we do not want to go down that path. We really don't. Okay, getting back on track here, because that would have been better saved for a Rebel rant. So let's go ahead and get back on track here. So now we're going to take a look at Batman Annual 1996 Shadow of the Bat. So this is actually This is actually 2 years after 2 years after those 0 hour issues. Now the bag is ripped. The bag is it's a freaking mess. So I gotta rebag this. So that's why I'm doing this right now. Let's go ahead and take this out here. This is trash at this point. Boom, Chakalaka, Bob's your uncle. Let's go and take a look at this. The Legends of the Dead Earth. This could be very fitting. This could actually be very fitting right now. We'll see, depending on how this goes. Legends of the Dead Earth. This is 2 years after the 0 hour event. Shadows of the Bat. Annual 1997. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Interesting. So now, once again, I want to point out quality of this paper. The paper is in ink. Now the artwork is a little, it's not bad, but it's not like, what I would consider quite top tier. But the quality of the paper and the ink is top notch. This is good quality paper and ink. The issue itself, I mean, it was bagged and boarded, so it's actually in really good condition. Yeah, we just went down a rabbit hole that Jiminy Cricket, I did not see that coming. Okay, so it starts off with the shadow of the bat falls on King Batman. So this is a I don't know. I think this is okay. So it doesn't say Elseworlds, but I think this is supposed to be kind of like an Elseworld alternate reality type deal or something. I don't know. Let's see if we can find out here. So it starts off, the universe is dead. All the galaxies and nebulae constellations are gone, reduced to quantum dust by the march of years. No darkness, no energy, no light, no matter. Okay, so this has gotten very metaphysical. Jiminy Cricket, what? Dude. Okay, so yeah, this is literally the end of time. Like the end of time. There's a single dying light left. So this guy is supposed to be like so the embodiment of evil, which would actually be Satan, but they're literally saying, well, I've taken on many faces, one of which is the devil. So here they're acknowledging this evil entity, but they're trying to paint the picture that Satan is just a figment of people's imagination. So that right there is it's a little on the insidious side, that they would so blatantly do that. Now comic books have always presented Satan as a character like Mephisto or something like that, without blatantly calling him like Satan or something like that. In this case, they literally try to, they acknowledge the presence of an evil entity, but they try to downplay the concept of Satan himself. And that is insidious because they're trying to undermine the entire concept of the Bible, which we're not going to get into. This like I said, this isn't Sunday school, but there is a biblical basis here. Anybody that tries to say us otherwise is either lying to themselves or they're completely ignorant to what's going on here. There's very much there's always been a biblical basis to comic books, whether people want to acknowledge that or not. The heroes and all that stuff, the villains, it's always been there. But this is an attempt to undermine that, to undermine the spiritual aspect. There's a lot of spirituality in comic books, whether people realize it or not. Good versus evil, overcoming adversity, second chances, redemption, stuff like that. And that's one of the things this shows that they've, at least since 1996, they've been in the process of undermining that and removing it. Those two issues from 1994, great issues. But this is already starting off deviating from that in that sense. Okay, so what? Yeah, this is like some Elseworld type of deal. Yeah, so this is supposed to be like in the future. No, wait, no. Anne's in the past. Wait a minute. Okay, it starts off like way in the future at the end of time. Okay, I'm not going to get into this because one of these days I'm going to have to do a full stream on this one. Jiminy Cricket, are you freaking kidding me with this? So it starts off at the very end of time, then this character, this Scion of Evil, goes back in time into the past. What? What is going on with this? This is just, what is this? Like I said, I'm gonna make a note. I'm probably gonna do a full stream on this. I'm not gonna get into it now because we're already an hour and a half in. And I still got one more issue to go through. Jimmy Craig, this is just crazy. So it goes into the past, like Anne's past from modern. Reptilians versus humans. Some reptilian race. I got no idea. That one's about to eat that kid. And then there's a city hero. I got no idea what the city is. Keep in mind, this is in the ancient past, and he looks an awful lot like Batman. And he comes down, boom. What? Okay, apparently the city is under siege by these reptilian characters, and there's some like bad guys, like normal bad guy humans, because he's fighting everybody at this point. This is freaking weird, man. And then there's a penguin. There's a Batman and a penguin. Okay, when I first bought this, I don't think I really understood it. Like this back in 1996. I don't think I really understood what was going on here. I get the sense when I first bought this and read it, it just didn't make sense to me. I didn't know what to think of it. I think that was my initial thought, my initial impression. And now in hindsight, like this is just batshit crazy. What? So this is supposed to be in the ancient past or something. Or maybe it's the ancient past of the evil entity's future. And it's everybody's there. His father, Alfred. What? Oh my goodness, are you serious with this? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna make a note, and we're gonna do a stream on this one. I'm gonna have to read it thoroughly and break it down and stuff. This is, if I'm understanding this right, this is, I mean, not only is it batshit crazy, but there's something insidious going on here. And for the people out there that are gonna make the claim it doesn't matter, it does. Okay, so apparently this Batman is not in fact King Bruce. So they turned Bruce Wayne into a sniveling coward on top of everything. Oh my lord. Like back in the day, I think I was so confused I didn't know what to think of it, and I just forgot about it. And now, in hindsight, oh my gosh, this is craziness. This is a complete and total 180 from the two issues we just went over. A complete and total 180. Holy shit. I'm a little speechless right now. Oh my goodness, I was not expecting that. Oh. Especially after those last two issues. Because one of those issues was Shadow of the Bat, 1994, 0 Hour. This is Shadow of the Bat, Batman Annual, 1996. Legends of the Dead Earth. And after those last two issues, switching to this, I'm in shock. Holy shit. And here's the crazy thing. What? Whoa. Here's the crazy thing. Here's what's really crazy. Both of these issues, they're both written by the same guy, Alan Grant. They're both written by Alan Grant, but they're 180 degrees in opposite directions. This was entertaining. It was fun. This is batshit crazy. No pun intended. I mean, this is legitimately batshit crazy. I don't know what he was smoking when he wrote this. Yeah, I think I forgot to give the issue and everything. But, you know, it's annual 1996, issue number 4. Issue number 4. 1996. As far as the month, It's not on the cover. No, I was just in so much shock, I just skipped right over it. November. So, yeah. Batman Shadow of the Bat, annual number 4, November 1996. I'm in shock right now. That doesn't happen often. It really doesn't. Not to me. Not anymore at this stage of my life. This is shocking. I'm in shock. Like bona fide, legitimate shock right now. An ancient future. It's a mind-bending question right there, Remy. Oh my gosh. No, I'm going to I don't know when. After I get through the stack here, at least, the very minimum. After I get through the stack that needs to be bagged and boarded, this might be the first one. This might be the first stream after that. I'm going to read through this, take notes and everything, break it down. Because this is just like, I'm in shock right now. Like, this is just blowing my mind in such a crazy way. Because this is 2 years. 2 years apart. 2 years apart. 2 years apart. 2 years. That is not that much. That's not that much time. 2 years apart. They're both written by the same guy, and they're worlds apart. What happened to this guy between here and here? Like, what happened? I don't have an, because I went through this. I read this and I was flying high. I was like, this is a fun one. This is a cool issue. It was a fun one. It was so well done. And let me pull out this thing. And it's like, what is this? What is this lunacy? Like, I haven't gone through it in much depth because it's just like, well, for starters, I'm in that much shock. I don't even... Holy shit. You don't understand. Like this is on the level of those Nike Satan shoes. It's on that level. Not quite as blatant, but it's on that level. And this is 1996, written by the same guy that did that issue 2 years before. Same title. I'm in shock. I don't understand what's going on. How do you have such a 180 degree change in direction? I don't understand how the guy that wrote that other issue. I don't understand how that's even possible. That's how drastic this is. Oh my gosh. Clues? We're talking the Bible. Satan. That's your clue. Satan? Nike Satan shoes? That's your clue. Holy shit. That's all I want to say on it because I need to process this. I have to process this. And I will do a stream on it. No, that's... Right now, as it stands, that's my plan. To get through the rest of these comic books, which will be another 2 or 3 streams. And I'm coming back to this one. And we're going to talk about it. Because my mind is blown right now. And... We're gonna go back to this issue and that previous issue from 1994, the 0 Hour. We're gonna make a comparison. I'm just flabbergasted right now, bamboozled. I can't even right now. I just can't even. It honestly kind of looked weird. It was like, you have Batman on a dinosaur, which is like, I don't even know what that's supposed to be. Like, I had no idea where they even came up with this. And then the Batman outfit, that's just... It's super skin tight, and in a way that he doesn't have the utility belt. There's no. People like to make fun of the underwear aspect of superhero costumes, but there was a reason for it. There was a reason why Superman has that red underwear look on the outside of his costume. Let me explain why real quick. It's for modesty, decency. The purpose. Because his like Superman's a great example because he has a skin tight outfit, his costume. Yeah, part of comic books is the if you're going to be a superhero, you want to be physically fit, athletic level shape and everything, if not beyond that. So it's about, peak human physiological perfection. It's not something to worship. It's something to strive for. As you want to be. Personally, I want to be in the best shape I can be, and that's really difficult right now for certain reasons I'm not going to get into. Some obvious, and some are more personal. It's part of comic books. Peak physical, both male body and female body. So, Superman, he's got his skin tight outfit, and it looks kind of a lot like this almost, as far as the material and everything, like the that tightness. Batman's always had, well, especially modern Batman, he's got the armor and everything. This thing, it's the outfit. It's one outfit. There's no underwear. There's no underwear like shorts. The shorts. So what I'm trying to get, modesty. There's a foreign concept. Time to change. Yeah, we need to get back to some modesty. And I'm not talking about making fat characters. That's not modesty. That's going in the other direction. But what we're talking about here is like Superman. Superman had and they weren't underwear. They were shorts, and it was for purposes of modesty. It was because nobody wants to see his freaking junk, and you get that skin tight outfit. Logically speaking, it's gonna freaking show everything. So you put the shorts on over the skin tight outfit for the purpose of modesty, because he doesn't want the public seeing his freaking junk. It's that simple. And look what they did here. This Batman has no shorts. It's one single skin tight outfit, and there's no modesty, period. Now, you can't say anything because he's sitting on a freaking dinosaur. But yeah, if he's standing there looking at you directly, and then those bat ears, there's something off about them. There's something off about those ears. Might have to do a comparison or something. I don't know, but maybe it's just the story itself. There's something off about this. There's something really off about this. Besides, well, freaking cricket, man. What is this? Okay, I just can't with this. So yeah, I'm making a note. We're coming back to this. I promise you. And it's not going to be. I'm thinking in maybe like 3 or 4 weeks we will revisit this in detail, because I'm in shock right now. I'm starting to process it, but I'm still not there yet. So let's move on to the next one. I was not expecting that. Like, holy shit. Because they're the same. Fuck, man. Okay, let's move on here. I wasn't going to be beating that horse to death. So, the final one for this particular strain, we're going into Batman Contagion. I thought this one was fitting for what we're going through right now. So this is Detective Comic Books. Detective Comic Books. Number 695. March of 1996. Same year as the one we just went through. The annual. Same year. March of 1996. Contagion. The saddle horn is in it. It's not I have to look now. Yes, it is. Now that you mention it. So I'll be sure to bring that up when we come back to that one. Thanks a lot, Remy. I appreciate that. So I thought this was going to be an interesting one just because, in Contagion. Now, after looking at that last one, that Shadow of the Bat Annual 1996, I'm a little scared now to open this one up. This is 695, March of 1996. Who is the writer on this? Chuck Dixon. I know that name, Chuck Dixon. It's ringing a very big bell. Now, from what I do remember about it, the whole Contagion thing, yes, I don't remember a lot about it. Yeah, there was some virus hit Gotham, whatever, and just a lot of craziness going on. Now, this... Okay, so we got the frame. The frame. That is I think that's supposed to be a bat skeleton, and then you got the skulls and everything. Now that, I want to say that's a snail, which is a little confusing. I don't know what a snail has to do with this. That looks like a beetle. What? There's some very odd looking skeletons, like skulls. It's definitely on the stylized side. And then down at the bottom, it's another bat skeleton. And then there's like a mosquito. And I think like a pill bug. I don't know what the relevance is. I mean, without a doubt, this is on the creepy side. Which is what they're going for, obviously. They're trying to go for like the creep factor and just like, you know, kind of on the horror side and stuff like that. Snail equals time, maybe. That could be. The whole thing is just kind of weird. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. And this is number 2. This is actually number 2 Contagion. Contagion 2. This is weird. Like, this is weird. If you look at this, this is number 2 in the Contagion thing. It's a triangle with these 3 hooks on it. I have no idea what that's supposed to be. Like, in terms of science and biology, like a biohazard, there's a specific biohazard symbol. That's not it. I don't know what that's supposed to be. And after looking at that last issue, I'm a little creeped out. More so than I would have been. I'm wondering now if that's supposed to mean something. Like, there's 3. What the? Okay, so there's a triangle, and there's a circle. The 2 is inside of a red circle, and then there's another smaller circle on top of that in the vertices of the triangle, and then the things on the points of the triangle, the vertices on the outside, it's a crescent moon. So it's I don't know how well you can see it on the camera. The 2 is inside of a circle. There's a small circle right above the 2 on the inside vertices of the triangle, and then on the outside vertices, the crescent moons. I'm getting like a cult feel to it. Well, after reading going through that last issue, I'm starting to wonder, like, how much of this is completely made up? How much of it has got some sort of meaning, like legitimate hidden meaning to it? I got no idea. And the paper quality, high quality paper, high quality ink. Yeah, hella heavy with symbolism. That's exactly what it is. People think that symbols don't matter, but they do. Symbolism is a whole thing. There's a whole field dedicated to symbolism in ancient cultures and stuff like that. It matters. Symbols matter. Some people don't want to admit that. They don't want to acknowledge that, but it is the truth. Okay, so we're starting off here. We got a bunch of dudes with guns in containment suits. Like full-on containment suit. We're not talking about these stupid little masks that everybody's wearing nowadays. If there's a legitimate deadly virus, that is how you protect yourself from it. that right there is how you protect yourself from it. Not these stupid little freaking masks that don't do anything. Black and red, colors meaning etc. I got no idea on that one. I'm sure there's stuff that I don't know about. Kind of interesting. We got a Lord of Illusions on the inside being advertised. Seems kind of fitting. It's and let's see. So yeah, some contagion. You got these guys with guns in containment suits. Batman drops down. He's like, I don't want to fight. I got stuff I got to do. They don't, naturally they're trying to do their jobs or whatever. I don't know exactly what the contagion is, what's causing it. Okay, so we're getting a first, at least as far as this issue goes, this guy's, obviously this is a nasty, nasty virus or something. And looks like it's painful and seems to act fairly swiftly for a virus. General durable is a filovirus. Okay, so this is a filovirus, which is that a real thing? I'm wondering. Hold on a second. As filovirus might be a real thing, maybe. I'm not as. I guess it is. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Okay, I knew it was ringing a bell, but I didn't want to say with certainty until I looked it up. Hemorrhagic fever. Okay, so it sounds like they based this on a real virus, a real disease. But here's the thing: a filovirus is not. I'm not going down this rabbit hole. In terms of the beer bug virus, a filovirus is not a CV. It's not. They're different types of viruses. They're not the same thing. I can tell you that much. A filovirus. This is caused by a filovirus in this comic book series. It's a filovirus. Completely different virus. Much more deadly. Much more deadly. Way more deadly. At least as far as this issue goes. So then, let's see here. And keep in mind, these guys are wearing full body containment suits, not these stupid little masks. Let's see here. Man, this live stream took a dark turn. Like, oh my goodness, are you serious? What? Jimmy freaking cricket, man. I don't know. I might have to sit down and read some of this. I don't know how many Contagion issues I've got in my collection. And we got another guy. He is he's infected, and he doesn't look like he has much time. He's saying he's got 12 hours or less. So apparently this is a fast acting virus. Somebody's asking the question: is there a cure, a vaccine? See, I'm not going to get into the debate regarding vaccines, whether or not they work, but let me put it this way. Assuming, let's say for the sake of argument, playing devil's advocate, vaccines actually work as advertised. And I'm not saying they do. This is a hypothetical argument. Let's say vaccines actually do work as advertised. People think that vaccines are a cure for disease. Vaccines do not cure. Let's say hypothetically they work as advertised. They are not cures. They do not cure the virus. They do not cure the sickness. They are not cures. And there's a very big misconception in society regarding vaccines in that regard. And that's the hypothetical argument that they actually work. They do not cure disease. Vaccines do not cure disease. The disease is still there. The virus is still there. But here they are talking about, is there a cure, a vaccine? They're trying to tie the two together. Those two terms, cure and vaccine. They're trying to tie them together, even though they're two completely separate things. Jimmy freaking cricket, man. I'm just that last issue was just that last. I'm just bamboozled. Like I'm not in a good place right now. It's like I'm gonna have to take some time to process that. But then we got this Contagion thing, and this issue is 8-9 months before that other issue, the annual Shadow of the Bat. What the fuck? Whoa. Holy shit. This is just... What kind of rabbit hole did we fall into today? Because the words, the imagery, everything's just... What the fuck, man? I'll show you here in a second. I'm trying to process it. So we got the Satan shoes from Nike. Just released, just sold out. Has the Bible verse on it from Luke, where that specifically talks about Lucifer falling from heaven like a bolt of lightning. And we got this Batman Annual Shadow of the Bat. A character that is very much blatantly prescribed as being the source of Satan. And I will say this, they try to portray him in a redemptive manner. Let's put it that way. And the music changed tracks. I couldn't have planned that. I don't have. It's a soundtrack that I put together. I have no control over it. As far as that's crazy. That's freaking crazy. But here's why. We got the shoes, the Nike Satan shoes. Shadow the Bat, Satan figure. And keep in mind, this one is from March, several months before that one. Now, keep it, Kingdom Come, the issue, the series from Mark Waid, Alex Ross, Kingdom Come. I enjoyed it for what it was, but then we got this, and I saw this before, and I understood the reference, but I didn't realize the magnitude of what it might mean, of what they were actually saying. Kingdom come, and there fell a great star from heaven burning. That is a direct reference to Lucifer, Satan, the Prince of Lies. That's a direct reference. And they're prescribing it to Superman. That's not what I think. When I think Superman, I don't think Satan. And then over here, you've got the contagion. You got people dying of this virus. What the fuck is going on? I try not to cuss. I try not to swear on my streams. I really try hard not to. This is just like I said, this whole thing, this issue and the previous one is just blowing my mind right now. And then coming across this advertisement for Kingdom Come, which was a very, very, very popular series. It was a very popular series. Elseworld series. Elseworld. Because Alex Ross is an amazing painter. His artwork is incredible. It is. But then this, like, what the fuck, dude? I'm not imagining this. You can see it for yourself. It's right there in front of your eyes in print. Very high quality paper, high quality ink. You can see it for yourself. It's right there. I'm not making this up. I am not jumping to conclusions. It's right there in your face. That is an explicit reference to Lucifer. And we have Nike creating 666 Satan shoes on an issue that deals with contagion in 1996. With another issue a few months later dealing with an entity that is directly prescribed as the real entity behind Satan. 2 years after this, I was on a high. I read this and I was flying high. I was like, this is what comic books is all about. I was feeling amazing. I was feeling great. I was like, yeah, this is what I love about comic books. And then boom, we get hit with that and this. Like a legion coming through the portal. If you're talking about the advertisement, no, it's not. It's the Statue of Liberty. That is the torch of the Statue of Liberty. That's Superman. I want to say Hawkman. Some other characters. They're flying through the torch of the Statue of Liberty. So they're trying to make a connection between Lucifer and liberty and America. The symbology is that's just bone chilling. And this is 1996. 1996. I remember this. I remember this ad because it was a very visually striking ad. And I understood, and there fell a great star from heaven burning. I understood that they were making, in 1996, when I first bought this and I came across this ad, I understood they were trying to make a connection to Lucifer. But I thought they were just being stupid about it. But now, after, freaking Nike putting out satanic shoes, I'm starting to realize, no, that was not born completely out of ignorance. Well, yeah, seems like that's how they get you high and pull the rug out. I understand what you're saying, but in this case, we're talking 2 years apart. 2 years apart. 1984, that's what comic books were all about, really about. And then 2 years later, we get this stuff. This is such a huge departure. This is such a huge departure from this. You don't understand. I'm not sure you're understanding the dichotomy here, the complete and total difference between these two. And the comparison is this one, because these are written by the same guy. The complete and total departure between these, and these are 2 years apart. 2 years apart. I mean, they're completely different. They're diametrically opposed to each other. And we're talking about polar opposites here. Polar opposites on such a grand scale that I just... Oh my God. And then coming across the ad for Kingdom Come with a blatant Lucifer reference. Comparing Superman to Satan, to Lucifer. No. I've never in my life considered Superman to be the living embodiment of, well, the comic book embodiment of Lucifer, Satan, the devil. Never in my life have I even come close to making any kind of crazy leaps like that from a mental aspect. Never. And then they are just in your face with it. Trying to connect Superman to Lucifer in 1996. And then here in 2021, we have satanic shoes, Lucifer shoes from Nike with human blood. Holy crap. This is not what I was expecting. Especially going through those first 2 issues. This is not what I was expecting. I know some people are going to be out there, some in the fandom. They're going to be like, oh, you're imagining things. No, it's right there. You can see it for yourself. I just showed it to you. It's right there. I'm not making it up. It's right there. And the statements I've made are factually correct. And for anybody that might make the argument that it's just a comic book. They weren't. They made the, they drew that in ignorance or whatever. No, that's maybe what I thought in 1996. But then with what's going on today, you cannot make the argument of ignorance at this point. You cannot. In this case, yes, these are all Batman, all DC. No, I'm shook right now. I'm like legitimately shook. Holy crap, man! I don't even know how to finish this. No, like I'm legitimately shook. I don't know how to finish this. That's not the turn I was expecting. I mean, I was like, when I saw the Contagion thing, I was like, I was trying to be a little on the dramatic, melodramatic side. It's like, oh, Contagion, 2021, beer bug. But holy shit. I don't even know how to finish this. Make an announcement constantly. So comic books are like prophetic. Yep. Dark Side Prophecy, Smith's, no correct. Sith Lords, they overfinish. It's not an accident. It's not. It's not. This is not an act of ignorance. There's a lot of thought that goes into this stuff. I've created my own stuff. I put a lot of thought into it, and the stuff that I create has meaning. I'm speaking from a creator's point of view, a creator's standpoint. I'm not published, but I am a creator. I have my own comic book series. I've created my own comic book series. I've got a book, a 600-page book. I'm up to 600 pages, and I'm not done yet. I've got 2 YouTube channels. I'm a creator. I put a lot of thought into what I do. There's a lot of thought in these issues that we've gone over today. And especially with the revelation of Satan shoes from Nike just within the last couple of days. This stuff is not, there's no accident in these issues. These issues are not an accident. They're not born out of ignorance. Maybe a certain amount of ignorance, but not that much of it. Not nearly that much ignorance. Ignorance in how they're trying to spin it. But they're doing, this is intentional. This is all intentional. This is not where I expected this to go today. I don't even know how to finish that one. I mean, that's just how... Two years. That's all it took was 2 years. Something happened in that 2-year period. You don't go from 2 outstanding issues to that in the blink of an eye. It doesn't happen. 2 years. What happened in those 2 years? To go from this to that. I am not bagging and boarding this because this is a good issue, or the previous one. I'm bagging and boarding for posterity, because this cannot be digitally altered. This is a physical. This book is a physical reality. There is no way to change it. You can destroy it, but barring that, what is on the cover and inside the pages, you cannot change it, short of destroying it. This is a historical document at this point, along with these other issues. It is in our control to extend the power, but once we see the patterns, it becomes pretty predictable and then straight silly. Feeling when you happen to. No, yeah, I mean that's the thing with lies and deception, with these agendas that are trying to distort and pervert everything. Just look at Snowflake and Safe Space for an example. That's what they do. They twist it. And then once people recognize the patterns, they finally take the blinders off so they can see it for what it is. And that's why these other channels, it's like they get so close to it, and then they step back because I don't know if it's just too much for them or what the deal is. They get close to it and then they step back. I'm not talking about Illuminati and stuff like that, but just whatever you want. I don't like using those labels because there's so many secret societies and stuff like that. It's like, who knows? There's the only thing I can say for certain is that there is an agenda. There are people involved in that agenda, and the reality of that agenda is right in our face. They've ruined pop culture. They've ruined these characters, the television shows, movies, comic books, you name it. They've ruined it. That is the tangible evidence. I don't want to focus on the untangible. I want to focus on the tangible, and that's the issues, the comic books. I know your website. I know it sounds like you're going to be going into that stuff, which is fine, which is great. But for House of G, I'm focusing on the pop culture, the tangible stuff. these groups are out there, whatever you want to call them. I don't even care what you want to call them. It's all, once you strip away the labels and all that stuff, it's all the same thing. And yeah, they're like the umbrella corporation. It's umbrella people, the umbrella corporation. It's all part and parcel of the same thing, and it's right there. I mean, it's honestly, if you want to know the truth of it, it's right there in those issues. If you want to know the honest to God truth of it, and this is not going to be a popular thing to say for the channel and all that stuff, because these other channels that are out there that are well established, have these huge audiences. This is not going to be a popular thing to say, but it's right there. It's right there. I just showed it to you. They're trying to turn Superman into the comic book version of Lucifer, and they've butchered Superman in the modern comic book world. They butchered him. They butchered his origins. They butchered his character. Like I said, I'm going to do a live stream on these. After the next 2 or 3 on this last bit of my stack, I will come back to these. And we'll do a more thorough discussion on them. And but it's just it's mind-blowing how drastically the entire tone of the book changed in 2 years. 2 years. That's all it took. And I can't believe it right now. Jiminy Cricket, dude. I mean, this is so in your face. How do I even word this? That's what I'm saying. It's not popular. Yeah, I believe it. I believe my analysis is correct. I mean, it's right there in your face. I mean, how do you can't argue that away because it's right there in black and white in ink. But people, this is what I'm talking about. People are in such denial, they don't want to see the connection. They don't. It's right there in your face, and they will still deny it. They will still mock and ridicule and scorn you for it. Holy shite! This is not what I was expecting today. At all. Oh my goodness. And I will talk about it. It's not going to be popular. It's not going to be a popular thing to talk about, but I will talk about it because, like I said, it's right there in your face. It's right there in your face. I'm not making it up. It's not a conspiracy. It's right there in your face. That is blatant satanic symbology. They're blatantly, one of the characters is blatantly labeled as having taken on the form of Satan, the devil. I mean, it's right there in the comic book. We will go into it in the upcoming live stream, but I mean, it's right there. It's in your face. I'm not making it up, and I have the issues to prove it. But even then, people are still going to be in denial of it. They're still not going to. They're still going to be in denial of it. They're still going to make fun of the conversation, even though it's right here. Even though it's right here, I'm holding the proof in my hands. It's right there. I don't even have to jump to any conclusions because it's right there in your face. They're not hiding it. And this is 1996. We're not talking about Nike Satan shoes from 2021. We're talking about 1996. This was 1994. This is an amazing issue. And then 2 years later, we get this. 2 years later, we get this. A complete 180 difference. Complete 180 difference. They're not the same thing, not on any level. Dude. Now just go from such an incredible high to just boom, slammed into the ground. Oh man, dude, I don't even know. And I'll tell you one thing, YouTube's probably, when I do that live stream, and maybe even this stream, it's not something YouTube's going to want to promote. Let's put it that way. It's like, I'm telling you. Just look at what's her face, Cardi B, the WAP video. YouTube has no problem with that video, but I guarantee you they're gonna have a problem with this live stream and the live stream, the follow-up live stream that we're gonna have for that. YouTube's not gonna like it. Everyone jumps in the bandwagon at different times. But who will dob jump? Those who will do jump. Gotcha. Okay. No, yeah. No, I agree. I know what you're saying. It's all good, right? It's all good. No, I did a rebel rant how YouTube is protecting pedophiles. I referred to someone. Somebody commented on my video. It was a very nasty comment, and they were clearly trying to scare me off from doing more videos like that. And I referred to them as like, you know, save your breath, pedo. And my response immediately vanished. Their response, nothing happened to it. My response, using the word pedo, gone. Automatically. YouTube removed it automatically. This is not a conspiracy theory. I documented it. I recorded it happening in real time. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is recorded, verifiable fact. Oh, you do make me laugh, Remy. You do. It's appreciated. I need to laugh after hitting those issues. Oh my gosh. I can't even believe it. But yeah, I recorded in real time. YouTube is protecting pedophiles. I even used I changed the O to the @ symbol, and it's still deleted. It still automatically removed my comment. So I just deleted the guy. I made a whole video out of it. But YouTube protects stuff like that. If they're willing to protect pedophiles, they're not going to like this live stream, and they're not going to like the follow-up live stream that we're going to do on this. YouTube's not going to like it. I'm telling you right now. I'm not talking about the community. I'm talking about the company. The company, YouTube. They're not going to like it. But I'm going to do it because it's right there in your face and it needs to be talked about. I'm not trying to go religious. This is not a Sunday school channel. But, you know, if they're going to drag scripture into it, if they're going to drag the Bible into it, if they're going to drag God and Satan into it, it's going to get talked about. Not because I'm putting it out there, it's because they're putting it out there. And it demands a response. It deserves a response. I have a right to respond. And I'm going to respond. And people are not going to like it. And that's fine. I'm used to it. I'm used to people not liking what I have to say. I'm used to it. It's not gonna help this channel blow up. But I cannot create a channel that requires me to sacrifice my morals and values, my principles, what I believe in. I can't create a channel that is built on a house of lies. I can't do it. It's not me. Exactly, they brought it. And it's not the exact verse. It's a little bit of a paraphrase, but not by much. And it's very clear that that's where they got the inspiration from. It's depending on the version, because you got all kinds of different versions of the Bible nowadays, which is just crazy. Different translations. Yeah, depending on the translation, that's pretty much exactly what the yeah. So yeah, if they want to open that door, okay, we'll step through it. I hope we do live to see our enemy, because looking at the beer bug, let's not get down that rabbit hole. It's time to wrap this up. 2.5 hours in, managed to get through it. This has been a mind-blowing live stream. This is not what I was expecting at all when I started this live stream. It's not what I was expecting. Yeah, with a twist. This is not what I was expecting. Posture prayer, yeah. Amen to that. That's what we need at this point, because people are, like I said, people get so close, and then they step back, because it's just like, you just gotta pray. You just gotta pray that people finally accept the stuff that's. I appreciate that, Remy. Yeah, no, this is just like something like this. I knew something like this was a possibility, but I was kind of hoping it wouldn't happen, because, like I said, it's not going to be the next stream that we do on this is not going to be a popular one. But it has. I have to do it, but it's not going to be popular, and a part of me was dreading that. And here it is. Boom. It's here. It's here. Whap, smack right in the face. It's like, it's here. I figured it was going to happen sooner or later. I was hoping it was going to be later. No, it was not only was it sooner. I mean, it was just, it was imminent. I had no idea. Like, what? Dude. I knew something like this was going to happen sooner or later. I was hoping it wasn't going to be for like a long freaking time. It's like, what? Damn it, cricket. Well, yeah, here we are. So, okay. I think we're going to go ahead and start wrap this up here. Remy, and if anybody else is watching at this point, it's time to wrap this one up. This was an intense one. Surprisingly intense. Looked at the covers of those first two issues. I was like, okay, this should be a fun one. And it was. Those first two issues were fun. And then the third one, looking at the cover, I didn't know what to expect. It was kind of weird, and I was like, I was hoping it wasn't going to be that crazy. But then the first page, it was immediate. It just immediately took everything off the rails. And then we got into the fourth one, and we hit that ad and everything else with this Contagion story. We just went so far off the rails. So far off the rails. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, we're just about wrapping. Hold on, give me 1 second here. I've got this really awesome little stream ending soon scene that I keep forgetting to use. We're gonna wrap things up here in a minute or two. So, but Jiminy Cricket, man, this thing just went off the rails. It went off the rails. I thought maybe those two issues, maybe possibly it might take a turn, but I mean, it took such a hard turn. Like, it just. Like, here's the rails, and the car is way over there. The rail car. It's just like, it went flying. I'm not sure I can even see it at this point. It went flying so far. Like, where'd it go? Hello? Like getting skipped up by Superman flying high and he drops. That's a good analogy right there. Now, yeah, I was flying high after those first 2 issues and then crashing down to earth. Peace out. No, peace out, Remy. I appreciate it. No, I know. Yeah, I just need to process this. That's all. I just need to process it. Because that was just like, Jimmy freaking. And well, here's the craziness. Some more craziness of the timing. Those Satan shoes from Nike. They just came out. I literally just found out about. I think yesterday. The satanic shoes from Nike. I just found out. I think it was yesterday. I found out about them. And then this. That's not a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. I don't. So you got the Nike shoes, satanic shoes. It's got a little real. They openly not admit that they got real human blood in them. The pentagram is Bible scripture. And then the very next day, we got this. It's not a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. I just need time to process it. I just need time to process it. And yeah, it's as genuine a reaction as I can't. If I wanted to fake the reaction, I wouldn't be reacting at all. I'd be like, okay, this is crazy. Let's move on. But I can't do that. It's not me. That's not House of G. An original geek and gamer. This is my passion. Yeah, one of my passions growing up as a kid. I love this stuff. It was a big part of my life growing up. And to see it turn into this, makes my blood boil. You got these younger generations that they're not gonna want to hear it. They're gonna make fun of it. But tough. I don't care. It needs to be heard. It needs to be talked about. It needs to be said. It needs to be shared. It needs to be discussed. Because this is an abomination to my childhood. They've taken my childhood and they have spit on it. They've shredded it. They've done. That means they've just done what they've done to my childhood is the only way to say it. It's an abomination what they've done to my childhood. And that's the bare bones minimum of what can be said about it. That's the minimum. And there's so much more that can be said about it. It will be said about it. And they've spit on my childhood. That's putting it politely. Good fresh fruit. Yeah, I should do that. I got some apples in the fridge. I should probably break one of those out. I did manage to get a workout in this morning, so that helped. I think that helped me get through this. I'll be all right, Remy. I promise. I will be fine. I just need to process. I got some stuff to work on. It's going to help me clear my mind as well. And I just need to process it and get ready for that stream. It's going to be. I'm off the top of my head. I'm thinking 3 or 4 weeks. We're going to revisit this, so it gives me time to prepare and everything. Okay, yeah. Let's go ahead and let's wrap this up. I think we've had enough mind-blowing revelations for one day. I appreciate Remy, your support and everything. It's very much appreciated. Definitely motivational, to say the least. While you're contemplating how we're going to reclaim everything we've stolen for our kids and future generations, that's part of it as well. That is part of it as well. I see the younger generations, and they're all like, they're into the pop culture, the movies, stuff like that, and it's like they're disappointed time and again, to say the least, on top of everything else that's happening. It's only going to get worse, guys, if people don't wake up and we don't acknowledge what's going on here and acknowledge the stuff that's right there in our face, like these 2 issues. It's right there in your face. I'm not jumping to conclusions. Let's not go down the rabbit hole right now. We'll say that for the follow-up stream. Yeah, our grandkids, their future's at stake. Not just pop culture, but just normal life as well. This is an indicator of what's going on in the world. And it's not a good thing. It's not good. It's not. So, let's wrap it up here. Okay, that's gonna do it for this this House of G. Very unexpected turn, a very unexpected turn of events, and those issues there. We will come back to this one. I've made some notes and everything. I'm gonna be going through especially that one issue. I'm gonna be going through that one again, and we're gonna break it down a little bit more. Guitars. I am an old school rock and roller. Let's put it that way. I love me some rock and roll. Oh, did it? Hopefully it didn't blow your eardrums out there. I think it might be time to wrap it up here. All right. Thank you for hanging out, Remy, and whoever else may have been watching. I appreciate you spending the time here. Hopefully you got something out of it. I know I certainly did, even though it wasn't what I was expecting. And we will be coming back to some of these here in a few weeks. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Blue Doggy. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, take a moment, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss the future live streams and everything. This has been the House of G, home of the original geek and gamer. Hope you have yourself a fantastic Monday, rolling into the rest of the week here. And Blue Doggy. All right. I'm still working on my outro there. I got to figure out my tagline for ending the stream there. But yeah. This has been the House of G, home of the original geek and gamer. You have yourself a great week there. And I'll see you on the flip side.